This is a culmination of all the Chicago gang members that I reported on in the year of 2022, which I started this Chicago gang member series on August of 2022. This was a deadly year and a lot of top ranked gang members died. This is a list of some of the most dangerous gang members that died on August 2022. With this war going rampant, many gang members died throughout Chicago monthly, and I got the reason they died, how they died, and where they died, which most of the reasons are a chain of reactions and are very interesting, so make sure you stay tuned throughout the video.
These streets, hey, this get real out here. You better have your strap with you.
About 30. At least about 30. I can name a few that just, my homie Lil Zach just died about a week ago. I lost my other homie, Mo down here in front of the Jeffrey sub. So, you know, I lost about a little 30 guys though.
On my block, man, you know, yeah.
Out here in my community. With that chop.
Friday through Monday, the city of Chicago saw 55 shootings and 11 people killed.
Chicago is filled with thousands of different gangs throughout, and the first person on our list was a guy named Gord AKA Dolo from the SK set. The SK set is a relatively new set compared to other sets. One of the founders was called G Boogie / Stinker. He was from Welshwood but moved to the north side and created SK, which is a GD set and is close with PBG. G Boogie though was shot and killed in 2017, but it was about 1:13 p.m. on August 1st, 2022. 19-year-old Anthony was in a car in the 7200 block of North Clark when all of a sudden someone walked up on him and shot him multiple times while he was inside his car. And apparently he got killed in the La Raza hood, which is a Mexican gang in Chicago. This would mark the first person that would be killed by gun violence for the month. This next gang affiliate was only 13 years of age. August 2nd, 2022. Deion Young and 4 to 5 others were trying to break in a parked car in the 1100 block of East 62nd Street when a 32-year-old woman came out the house and fired shots, which struck Deion Young in the neck. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Deion Young aka Hothead was a part of the Risk Taker set. Risk Takers are the shorties from TY&B. They can't claim TY&B because most of them wasn't born when TY died. So the shorties started a set and they claimed 66 from TY&B as their territory. Lil Sav / Hothead also had a song on a Triller app, but this next gang member on our list was from the well-known NLNB set, August 5th, 2022. At around 6:45 p.m., Frederick Dunn, 33 years of age, was in the 2600 block of East 75th Street when someone walked up on him and shot him in the head. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center where he was pronounced dead at 9:15 a.m. And the crazy thing about this is he was in Black Mob's hood when he got shot, which Black Mob is one of NLNB's enemies. Plus, Fred was the 7th NLNB member that lost their life this year. And let me know if y'all want to see a video going over the members that died from NLNB this year. But this next member on our list was from the Goontown set. August 6, 2022. Dante Winfrey aka Lil Joe from the Goontown set was standing in the parking lot in the 400 block of South Clark Street at around 3:20 a.m. when suddenly someone walked up on him and shot him and another male. Dante was shot multiple times and was pronounced dead on the scene. The other 23-year-old male was taken to the hospital with gunshot wounds to the right leg and arm. But then on the same day, on August 6, 2022, a guy from the 400 East set would get killed, right around the same time that the last guy would get killed we just talked about. At around 3:15 a.m. in the 200 block of West 87th Street, Johnny Crockett aka Johnny Dang, 26 years of age, was standing in the parking lot with several people when someone pulled up and fired multiple shots, striking Johnny Dang in the chest. He was taken to Stroger Hospital where he was pronounced dead. 6 days will go past without any gang members dying, and on August 12, 2022, a talented basketball player who was also in the 2018 Fox Sport documentary Shot in the Dark was shot multiple times. Marquise Pryor aka Kenzo from Mack Block was found at about 10:45 p.m. when officers responded to a call of shots fired at the Dan Ryan Woods Preserve and found 27-year-old Marquise Pryor. He had also recently opened up a neighborhood store and salon on 87th Street. This next person was from Gyro City, and he was from the FDG set. August 13, 5:17 a.m., officers responded to a call of a male being shot, and when they arrived, they found 19-year-old Jeremy Mackin AKA FDG Mei. This all happened on the 3900 block of West Fillmore Street. FDG Mei was killed on the west side of Chicago too. But on August 19, 2022, McKenzie Bryant AKA 45 from the BTBG set was standing outside in the 200 block of South Keeler Avenue when someone walked up on him and fired multiple shots. He was taken to Stroger's Hospital where he was pronounced dead. Then it was August 27, 2022, where 2 gang members would lose their life in the same day again, where the first person was another NLMB member, which will mark the 8th NLMB member killed this year from gun violence. So these guys are in a crazy active war right now. But at around 1:30 a.m. in the 500 block of West 87th Street, a resident of the home found Kenneth Rufus on the front porch of the resident, 18 years of age, with multiple gunshot wounds to the body and head. After hearing a loud disturbance, he was shot and killed between STB and Finntown territory. But only an hour and a half later, at 2:50 a.m., another gang member was found shot to death. In the 2900 block of South Polar Avenue, Matthew Mack aka Molly Boy from the TY set was found with gunshot wounds to the head and was dead on the scene. Molly Boy was shot in the 031 hood. This next double homicide is a result of a gang member that was speculated to put in a lot of work. He was speculated to be the killer of 2 people, which one was from the NLMB set. On August 28, 2022, officers responded to a call of shots fired, and when they arrived, they found 2 males suffering from gunshot wounds. One named Kevin Williams Jr aka Kai from the Murderfield 049 set, which is supposedly an extinct set, and another man named Clint Dunn aka BD from Death Row / Buff City set. BD is supposedly one of the killers of Willie from NLMB, who was shot and killed on August 12, 2019. BD was actually facing first-degree murder charges in the shooting of Willie Washington from the NLMB set. He was standing outside of a bus stop on 79th Street and Phillips Avenue. A witness to the shooting detailed BD's involvement in the murder of Willie and said he was driving BD and an uncharged co-defendant on the night of the shooting when he heard them say they was going to do a slide. And when BD saw Willie Washington walking towards the bus shelter, the uncharged co-defendant told the driver to turn around the corner and circle the block. BD, armed with a handgun, got out of the backseat of the car and fired 7 to 8 shots at Willie Washington from the NLMB set. As BD was returning to the car, the uncharged co-defendant got out of the car and approached Willie Washington, who had fallen to the ground, and shot him in the head several more times. Officers found Willie Washington in a pool of blood when they arrived, and a second witness who saw the shooting was unable to identify BD and the other shooter, but provided other information that matched up with the driver's story. All charges was dropped on Clint Dunn aka BD, and he walked a free man. But this is an ongoing war in Chicago. This is a list of some of the most dangerous gang members that died on September of 2022. This is an ongoing series that I'm gonna do every month. With the war in Chicago going rampant, many gang members died throughout Chicago monthly. I'm giving you what the news doesn't talk about. I got the reason how they died, where they died, and which set they was from.
We don't really just be sitting on the block. This ain't no everyday thing for us. Some of the guys do be out here every day because this their job, but like, you know, we don't really do this every day.
Tell him how you out here. You too, right?
How shower
He out here too. He out here too, Kirk.
On B, man. He
What's
need
up,
to
fella?
go retire.
He needs to go retire.
Where you at? Are you in the gym?
That fat pussy police.
Yeah.
His first person was from the Sadville 1300 set, which is a mixed gang set consisting of Mickey Cobras and conservative vice lords, and they are located in Cabrini Green. And one of the most notable members coming out of this set is Polo G. But on September 3rd, 2022, Jarvis Jones aka Stunner Chamberlain / Boosie was found minutes after midnight on the ground with gunshot wounds to the chest in the 1300 block of North Hudson Avenue. He was taken to Northwestern Memorial Hospital where he was dead at the age of 31. He was also a dad as well. This next person was from Cranktown / Stony Spot set. Cranktown set is a set of Black P stones located around 62nd 2nd and Kimball. Their territory is fairly small, located on 61st and 63rd Street. Cranktown mainly beefs with Hit Squad and O Block 2, and are allied with Stony Spot and No Law. But on September 3rd, 2022, at around 3 a.m. in the 600 block of South Racine Avenue, Anthony Viven Jr AKA KG was found with multiple gunshot wounds to the chest and his arm. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. He was also really close to FBG Duck and Billionaire Black, which means he was probably affiliated with STL too. This next person is from Muff Mob, the Jungle set. This is a BD set from out west, and it looks like they are allied with O Block too. But on September 8th, 2022, at about 11:50 p.m., J Money, 28 years of age, was outside of his car in the 3100 block of West Madison Street when two people approached, and one of them opened fire with a handgun. He was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. But on September 9th, 2022, a guy from Dickie Way East End / Risk Takers set. Risk Takers is mainly a Black Disciple set located around the area of 66 in Maryland, and Risk Takers is the shorties from TYMB, which some of the younger guys made up. It was September 9th, 2022. 17-year-old Kanye Perkins aka Lil Ye / MB had gotten into a fight with people in a car near the 1600 block of East 50th Place. The driver ended up chasing him right into a parking lot. Two people then got out of the car and started firing. At Kanye. He was struck in the head and died at the hospital. The crazy thing is, he allegedly got into a fight 2 months before this with OTV and 800, and after the brawl, they stole his phone. This next person was from the TW set and was killed the same day as this last person, which was September 9th, 2022. Plus, he was killed while he was riding a scooter. At around 6:15 p.m., a Hyundai Sentra hit Christopher Hicks AKA LC off his scooter. After he was struck off his scooter, the man then tried to run west on 71st Street as someone in the car began firing, striking him in the head and chest. He was taken to the hospital, where he later died from his injuries.
Violent Friday night in Chicago with at least 6 people shot in 5 separate incidents.
About a day and a half would go past before another gang member would die in Chicago from the Goontown MMG set. Goontown MMG is a set of gangster disciples in the Wild 100s in Chicago. One of the most notable members was Zach TV, who was murdered in 2018. And on September 11th, 2022, Perry Anderson aka G Raysky was found at about 1 p.m. in the backyard of a house in the 1200 block of South Harvard Avenue. He was found with multiple gunshot wounds to his body and was pronounced dead at the scene. These next two members died in the same incident. An argument between two groups escalated into gunfire on September 13th, 2022 at about 7:45 p.m. in the 5500 block of South King Drive. At least 43 shell casings were recovered. Plus, the police said an automatic weapon was likely used in the attack. 43-year-old Leon Coward aka Big L from the 8H / Brick City, which is an extinct set, suffered gunshot wounds to the back of the head. Plus, 19-year-old Cali Denny aka Lil Don't Do It / Putty from OBN was shot multiple times, and they both was taken to the hospital, where they later died. 7 other people were shot in this incident too, where they was listed in good condition. Another day and a half will go past until another gang member will lose their life. Christien Charles aka 40 Mucknot from 3rd Gang was sitting in a car near the 1300 block of West 59th Street right at about 4:05 p.m. when a dark colored SUV pulled up, and 3 suspects got out and started to open fire, striking him in the head and arm. He was taken to the hospital, where he was pronounced dead. This next member was from the very known STL / EBT set. On September 17th, 2022, Kyle Howard aka Rose was on the 155 expressway in the overnight hours, where he was shot multiple times. Another member would die on the same day at around 8 p.m. when officers would respond to a call of a man unresponsive in the 1300 block of East 71st Place. Deshawn Jones aka Hot Dog from the Ada Block 071 T-Love set was the one that was found with multiple gunshot wounds in the alley, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. Then, just the next day at about 4:30 p.m., 2 more members would die in the same incident. Around that time, it was a group of people on the front porch of a home in the 6100 block of South Evans Avenue when a gunman got out of a dark blue Chevy Impala and fired shots, striking Randy Pouncy aka Lil King / Lil Michi from from the No Law Chieftown set, and striking Shawn Douglas aka SD from PA 124 set, which he was 31 years of age and the first guy was 19. Both were taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from their injuries. Another member wouldn't die until another 5 days later on September 23rd, 2022. At around 11:50 a.m., Kareem Nelson aka Remy from the 051 Young Money set was found in the 6700 block of South Eberhard Avenue. He was found with gunshot wounds to the chest, buttocks, and his legs. He was then taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Then September 24th, 2022, Troy Marshall aka Boy from Blake Block, Lock City set, was shot in the chest in the 7100 block of North Clark Street. At around 1:30 a.m., he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead too. September 25th, 2022, at around 1:40 a.m., 4 people were shot, with one being fatal, which was Brian Leonard aka Eski from the Taco Gang EA set. This happened in the 6200 block of South Kennedy Avenue. Then for the last murder that will mark our 18th member murdered for the month will be on September 28th, 2022. Lamar Bell aka Tanker from the Lavender Mob FSG set was shot and killed on the sidewalk in the 3800 block of South Ladies Avenue. At around 7:50 p.m., he was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead too at the age of 24. This will mark a bloody month for gang members in September of 2022, with the weather changing and people being outside more, getting their last warm days out of the month will make the violence spike up in Chicago. This is a list of some of the most dangerous gang members that died throughout the month of October 2022. With the war in Chicago going rampant, many gang members died throughout Chicago monthly. I got the reason how they died, where they died, and what set they was from. I'm giving you what the news isn't telling you. Chicago is approaching 600 homicides in 2022, but the number of shootings and killings remain below each of the past 2 years. Through the end of October, 580 people have been killed in the city. That makes a 16% decline compared to the same period in 2021, which was the city's deadliest year since the 90s. Plus, 3,016 people have been shot to date in 2,441 separate incidents, which is also a 20% decline from the same time last year. Just the past month alone, which is crazy, Chicago had a total of 61 homicides, and this first murder is pretty crazy, with the rival gang members going on live and claiming the body after he was killed.
I don't know what it is. We blocking. Nah, it's about, damn, that go 12 right there. Anyway, it don't matter where you at, it's gonna go down.
See what I was just telling out 12? That's why I told you let's move around.
I knew it. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, come on. When they move around, we finna disperse real quick. Come on, you back. Come on. Who's that?
October 1st, 2022, LaParish Brown aka A-Rad from Welsh World was standing in the 300 block of West 110th Street at about 1:20 p.m. when someone walked up on him and shot him in the head. He was taken to Christ Medical Center where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. And the crazy thing is, Welsh World is known to beef heavy with 757, and after his death some 757 members went live making fun of him and claiming the body. They even dissed STL Rose, who died last month.
Everybody killed their main dogs.
We killed their main dog.
We killed their main dog. Stood on, still free,
You really won't believe this next murder. I don't know if it's the police fault or Chicago members just that crazy, but only about 8 hours later, Marcus McCoon Lewis aka Lil Savage / Marquise from the NLB / School Gang set was in the 300 block of West 110th Street. Yes, that's literally the same spot the last guy died in. At around 9:05 p.m., he was found suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Someone commenting on his death wrote, "Can't understand how 2 guys get dropped within hours on the same block. Here in Detroit, the hood is hot for days after a killing. But this next person wouldn't be killed by no op." October 2nd, 2022. The incident began around 5:05 a.m. after someone approached a patrol officer's vehicle to report that a man had pointed a gun at him. Then the officer located the suspect near Evergreen and Hudson, but he ran away. Officials said that officers searched the area and found the man again and began to chase him on foot. This man that they was chasing was Antonio Gomez aka Sad from the OTE set. At some point, an officer deployed their taser 2 times without an effect, and then Antonio fired his gun towards the police officer, in which the officer returned fire and killed him in the 400 block of West Blackhawk. Sev was a well-loved OTE member, but this next person on our list would be from the Hit Squad set. Squad is a set of gangster disciples, black disciples, and Black P Stones. Squad's main beef is with Stony Spot and Cranktown. But on October 6, 2022, Joseph Jackson aka Wu at about 3:50 a.m. was found unresponsive in the 1300 block of West 73rd Street with multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. I learned from my sources that this next person allegedly got killed over a gun that he took. October 11th, 2022, Curtis Gatewood Jr aka Lil Curtis from Hoodie Gang / Get Busy Gang was in the 1900 block of East 79th Street when someone pulled up on him and shot him multiple times at about 8:40 a.m. This guy allegedly took a gun from someone from Drench Gang, and allegedly they came back to get back, and that's why he lost his life.
Chicago police say 17-year-old Curtis Gatewood was walking on the 1900 block of East 79th Street around 8:30 in the morning on Tuesday. That's when police say someone in this dark-colored 4-door sedan, possibly a Hyundai Sonata, shot him multiple times. The suspect is later seen on surveillance video getting on a bus. He appears to duck from cameras while wearing a light-colored jacket with a drawstring at the bottom, a black hat and mask, dark gray hoodie and pants with white shoes.
Lil Curtis was the 28th person killed in South Shore this year. This next person was from Bando Boys / Face World 069. Face World 069 is a set of mainly black disciples, gangster disciples, as well as renegade gangster disciples. And they mostly beef with Brick Squad and CMB. But it was October 14th, 2022. Keith Otis Jr aka Lil Keith from Bando Boys / Face World 069 was traveling westbound on 76th Street in a blue Volvo SUV when he struck a tree and was ejected from the car. He was transported to University of Chicago Medical Center where he was pronounced dead. Then it was October 15, 2022. Eddie Boyd aka Kimmo from Trap Squad OTZ set, and these guys allegedly beef with Face World 069, located on 67th to 69th Bell de Clermont. But Eddie Boyd was found unresponsive after hearing gunshots in the 700 block of West 50th Street just after midnight. He was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. He was only 17 years of age and he was a well-loved Trap Squad member. This next person I couldn't find any real backstory on. He was allegedly from the Complex 1300 Cutter Gang set, but Cutter Gang beefs with Face World 079. October 15th, 2022. Sterling Wilkins aka Sterling, 27 years of age, and a woman 25 years of age was in the 8700 block of South Burley Avenue when someone pulled up and shot them both. Sterling Wilkins was pronounced dead at the scene and was shot in the back. The woman was taken to University of Chicago Medical Center where she was shot in the leg. The woman was listed in fair condition. This next person is out of the PBG set. PBG or Pooh Bear Gang is a GD set having a large territory on the north border. But on October 18th, 2022, 2 people were shot and it all happened around 4:40 p.m. Raymond Ronald aka Lil Wreck from the PBG set was inside a vehicle in the 2500 block of West Est Avenue when him and another person was shot. He was shot in his face and his thigh and was pronounced dead at the hospital. The second person was struck in the face and was taken to the hospital in good condition. This next person is from Ace World / Saw Block, also called Road Life 2. This set is mainly gangster disciples and is located around the area of 65th and Minerva. October 22nd, 2022. At about 9:30 p.m., Carl Hall Jr. aka Carl from Ace World, 31 years of age, was shot fatally at a home in the 8300 block of South Marshfield Avenue. Another 31-year-old man was accused of shooting him. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Then it was October 26, 2022. Tyler Moore aka King Ty from Blake Block / Lock City was driving in the 700 block of North Greenview Avenue at about 7:50 p.m. when someone in a black Jeep opened fire on him, hitting King Ty in the back. He was pronounced dead at St. Francis Hospital. Then it was October 28, 2022. Davion Bradford aka Day Day was from State Boys 021 set, was driving at about 11:35 a.m. in a 10900 block of South Halstead Avenue when all of a sudden another vehicle approached. Then they exited their vehicle and opened fire on him, striking the man in the body. He was taken to Christ Medical Center where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. These last two people was killed on the same day. The first one was Anthony Sims Jr aka Lil Ant from the State Boys 021 set. At around 3:30 p.m. the 18-year-old was traveling westbound in the 1900 block of West 17th Street when someone pulled up on him and shot him in the lower back. He was taken to Stroger's Hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. But only around 4 hours later, around 6:15 p.m., Lamonte Johnson aka Monte from 4 block / YGE was outside a home in the 400 block of West 104th Street at 6:15 p.m. when someone pulled up on him and shot him multiple times. He was pronounced dead at the scene. This murder will mark the 14th member that died from gun violence in Chicago this month. This is a list of some of the most dangerous gang members that died on November of 2022. From top gang members dying to 2 best friends killing each other after an argument and even children being involved.
How old y'all live?
I'm 16 and shit, man.
16.
I'm 14. Bro, I'm 14, bro. Y'all can stop asking that, stop big shit. And I'm out here getting that gang, and any nigga play, you gon' get shit.
Hey.
You wanna see a dead body?
My damn out of here, fell out. I hit that switch, yo, I can't go.
Many Chicago gang members died throughout Chicago and even other states monthly. I got the reason why they died, how they died, and where they died. I'm giving you what the news isn't telling you. This first person on our list allegedly died from an overdose, and he was from the State Boys 021 set. It was November 1st, 2021. Daquan Henderson aka Daysky was found unresponsive in the early morning hours. His family has made him a GoFundMe account and has stated a lot of great things about him. But this next person was killed on November 3rd, 2022. Anthony Davis aka Lil Ant from NLMB. And I actually got this guy mixed up with another Lil Ant in my last video, but make sure you go check that out. This guy was 27 years of age and was shot at about 9 a.m. in the 8300 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue. And this guy was from the NLMB set, which we have a whole crazy hit list on our page about this set, so make sure you go check that out too. But the reason Lil Ant was shot because of an argument. 7 days will go past before any other gang member will lose their life. But then it was November 10th, 2022, where one of the most notable Taekwon members will lose their life. He was one of the shorties that was putting in a lot of work, and he was killed only hours after being on live. Plus, he was killed in 800's territory, which is one of their biggest ops.
Remy, boy.
But why is you steady playing?
Look, on Dresky, I just seen you. Look, you just back. Look, you just back there in the alley on my crib. Look, on Dresky, I'm not even there. Look, I'm DT right now in my bitch crib. On Fulham Gray, I was just telling Fulham to slide right there on Dresky, nigga. They was just right there, but your ass went in the crib and turned your live on. But look, on my DT, look. I'm Frank Williams, look, nigga, I'm DT right now, nigga.
So we ain't just go back out there.
I'm DT right now. Look, I'm DT right now.
So why is you talking to me, bro?
On Franco, nigga, on my DT, so I'm finna come that way right now, nigga, on Dresky, so I'm finna come that way right now, like I'm gonna get up with you on phone.
I want you. Fuck your homies, bro.
Look, on Dresky, look, me and you, like, we finna bump our guns on Dresky, me and you, like, on phone. Me and you, alright?
He funny as hell.
How you think this shit a game on Dresky, like, alright. And we on live doing this, though. I'm really fun of my shit, though, like. Hey, look, you see what I got on, though? I'm gonna pop out in this.
You see what I'm doing, man. Catch me losing a goose,
man. You getting drunk, you a, I can tell you ain't popping out no more today. You a TT, you in the house getting drunk, you a, yo, deal.
You must don't know me, bro. Nah, you don't know me. You knew that.
Javante Wells, aka Lil Tay / Lil Empty from Taekwon World, was in the alley at about 3:30 p.m. in the 800 block of East 62nd Street when someone opened fire, striking him in the face and chest. He was only 18 years of age, and the crazy part is, he was known to go on live and taunt the enemies in their hood, and he allegedly had a gun with a switch on it when he was killed. That proves to you, even though you strapped, you can still get caught with it on you.
I better stop playing, man. I better stop playing. They sitting right there. I don't see that yet. They right there. You don't see that yet. You don't see that yet. Look through that. Look through the. Look all the way to your right. They sitting right there in the field. Oh yeah. We did shit for all these blocks. They somebody's ass lucky it's no smoke with air block.
Lil Tay gained a reputation of a shooter who was rumored to have killed at least 5 people before turning 18. And get this, not too long ago he slid through O Block, King Drive, and less than 10 minutes later it was 3 shot spotter alerts right near King Drive. But this next person was from the MTG 039 set / 30 Boys, which is mainly a GD set located around 39th and Princeton. It was November 11th, 2022. Nissan Hill AKA J was found with gunshot wounds at about 1:15 p.m. in the 200 block of West 38th Place. He was pronounced dead at the scene. This next situation was pretty unusual and crazy, but he was from the Art Gang set, which is a set of Mickey Cobras and Black Pete Stones. Their territory extends from 55th and Hermitage to 59th. They beef with sets like Gucci Gang, 053 Loc City, and QMB, and are allied with a pretty good amount of sets. But on November 11th, 2022, Nicholas Williams aka Montana from Art Gang would enter a store around 6:20 p.m. and when he entered, he immediately produced a handgun and attempted to rob the store. But Hassan, who was the store clerk, pulled out a gun too from his waistband and shot Williams aka Montana in the chest. Montana then returned fire at the store clerk, striking him in the chest and back. Williams aka Montana ran out the store and collapsed about a block away. When police arrived, they was both dead at the scene. The clerk was a loving family guy and was a father of 5 children. But then it was November 15th, 2022. Joshua Johnson, aka Josh from Mikey World, suffered from gunshot wounds to the chest and arm at about 7:45 in the 400 block of East 80th Street. He was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he later died at the age of 25. Then it would be November 17th, 2022. Rashawn Sanders, aka 40 from 8 Trade Mob, which is a set of gangster disciples located around 83rd and Vernon. But Rashawn Sanders, 21 years of age, was driving north in the 8100 block of South Stony Island Avenue, where he lost control of his car and crashed into a tree at about 1 a.m. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Then it was November 19th, 2022, where 2 friends would actually murder each other. This all happened around 3:20 a.m. with Jaquan Gatewood, aka Quan from the Lamron set, 28 years of age, and Kareem Davis, 27 years of age, who was not from Chicago. Both got into an argument and ended up shooting each other. They were both found dead in the 1000 block of 15th Street North. Then it was November 23rd, 2022. With Robert Davis, aka Dub from MTV, only 16 years of age, was found in a black Kia in the 400 block of East 80th Street at about 2:15 a.m. He was found with gunshot wounds to the chest and was taken to the University of Chicago Medical Center, where he was pronounced dead. Then 7 days later, on November 29th, 2022, Zimmerman Baiso, aka Nunu from Freaky World / U Block, was sitting on a porch of a home in the 700 block of West 60th Street when someone walked up on him and fired shots at him around 9 p.m. He was shot in the abdomen and was taken to Comas Children's Hospital, where he died at the age of 15. This would mark the 10th gang member that would lose their life in the month of November of 2022.
Niggas be shooting when it's kids right there.
Yeah, nah, that's
what niggas be doing, bro.
That's why you said
that's
that.
That's where that sprout from.
You have just clicked on a list of some of the most dangerous alleged gang members that died on December of 2022. Many Chicago gang members died throughout Chicago each month. I have the reason why they died, how they died, and which set they was allegedly from. I'm telling you what the news isn't. It would start off in December with a double homicide. December 3rd, 2022. Campbell Jones, aka Spark from Boys Town / Face World 079, who was 37 years of age. and Clarence Williams, who was 28 years of age, were found in the early morning hours just before 1 a.m. in the 800 block of West 87th Street. They both were suffering from gunshot wounds. Jones suffered from gunshot wounds to the chest and head. Williams was shot in the head too. They were both taken to the hospital where they was pronounced dead from their injuries. This next guy was allegedly from the OTV set, but he didn't die from gun violence. Deion Winford AKA D-Boy/Big allegedly died from epilepsy on December 3rd, 2022, which is a disorder where nerve cell activity in the brain is disturbed, and this disorder causes seizures. But then on December 6, 2022, a 15-year-old boy would die that Tuesday afternoon after being shot near a high school in the Austin neighborhood, which is one of the most dangerous areas in Chicago, and we have a whole video on our page about that right before this video, so make sure you go check that out. But Kevin Davis Jr AKA KG, allegedly from the BTBG set /WMG, he was walking on a sidewalk in the 5100 block of West Harrison Street, which is on the same block as Mitchell Clark Academy, which is a high school, and around 3:16 p.m. he was shot multiple times. He was taken to Stroger's Hospital in critical condition where he later was pronounced dead. He was also a student at that high school, and this all happened after he was released from school. The gang that he was allegedly affiliated with was BTBG, which is a traveling vice lord set with their territory around the West Hamburg Park on blocks like Huron and St. Louis and Ohio and St. Louis, and go by other names like Dope Boys and Blood Gang, which this set has been around since the 2000s. But then it was December 7th, 2022. Christopher Willett aka Chris/24 from the Julio World /Drill City set was walking in the 7900 block of South Cottage Grove Avenue in broad daylight at about 3:30 p.m. when he began arguing with someone else on the sidewalk. The other person pulled out a gun from his jacket and fired shots, striking 38-year-old Christopher Willett and another female that was leaving the CTA bus. Christopher Willett was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead, and a 21-year-old woman was shot in the hand and was reported in good condition. But then on December 14th, 2022, there would be another double shooting around 4:30 p.m. Shawn Bone aka Shawn from the Snake Pit set and another man 40 years of age named Mark Lee was standing on the sidewalk in the 8700 block of South Commercial Avenue when a total of 3 males got out of a red sedan and fired shots, striking 37-year-old Shawn Bone in the abdomen. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Mark Lee, 40 years of age, was struck in the head and was taken to the same hospital. He was then listed in critical condition, and due to his injuries, he died 2 weeks later. But then only a day later on December 15, 2022, at approximately 10 p.m., Cullinan police responded to the 100 block of Memorial Drive for a shot spotter alert. And when police arrived, they found Keith Lewis Jr. aka Lil Keith, allegedly from the Death Valley set. EMS began trying to save his life, but was taken to the hospital and was pronounced dead from his injuries. About 5 days would pass until another alleged gang member would lose his life. December 20th, 2022, Sterling Rennell Harris aka Ray Ray from the May block set was inside a business in the 800 block of South Haystad Street when a guy with a ski mask entered, opening fire around 11:55 p.m. He was struck in his armpit and was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Then it was December 21st, 2022, only 4 days away from Christmas. Terrell Stores aka TJ from the Secon City set, which is a Gangsta Disciple set located on 74th and Dorchester. But TJ was standing at a gas station in the 6700 block of South Pulaski Road when someone in an SUV pulled up and someone inside opened fire at about 11:20 p.m. Storms got into the car and tried to drive away, but hit a curb in the 3700 block of West Marquette. He was then taken to the Christ Medical Center in Oak Lawn, where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Then only about 10 hours later, on December 22nd, 2022, Marcus Robinson, aka Big Lock from the Pocket Town set, was outside in the 7100 block of South Woodlawn Avenue just after 11:30 a.m. when 4 people got out of the car and started shooting, striking Marcus Robinson, aka Big Lock. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. Luckily, no alleged gang members was shot and killed on Christmas, or even for the next 5 days. But on December 27th, 2022, Dennis Johnson aka Drama from the SMG/DCG set, which is allegedly a BD set, 27 years of age, was found shot outside of an Oak Park laundromat. Officers responded to a call of shots fired at about 8:40 p.m. That's when they found Dennis Johnson suffering from multiple gunshot wounds. He was taken to the hospital where he later died from his injuries. But then the next day on December 28th, 2022, Antonio Sadler aka Lil Silk from Ada Park, which allegedly King Von's father is from the same set. Antonio Sadler was 33 years of age and was on the sidewalk in the 600 block of West 123rd Street at 5:05 p.m. when he was shot. He was taken to the hospital where he was pronounced dead from his injuries. This last person on our list was killed on December 30th, 2022, and this would be another double homicide. Ryan Washington aka Lil Shawn/Lil Ant from the No Good / Outlaw City set, which is allegedly a Black P Stone set located on 87th and Elsley. But Lil Shawn and Sylvester Gilmore, 30 years of age and 23 years of age, were at home in the 8600 block of South Constance Avenue when someone fired shots at about 10:35 p.m. They both suffered from multiple gunshot wounds where they later died at the hospital. This would mark the 11th alleged gang member that died from gun violence in Chicago on the month of December of 2022. This is an ongoing war in Chicago, so make sure you stay tuned for more content. Sadly, already 7 alleged gang members have died this year of 2023. But that'll be about it for this video. Make sure you like or dislike, comment, and subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what y'all want to see next. And as always, stay blessed, stay well. Yeah, I'm out.